today.
Took laws into their hands and opened fire, causing panic in the crowd.
As 6 police officers are dismissed for abuse of firearms rules, 2 others get special promotion for bravery in countering insurgency.
In the history of this country, in a long time, we had a hitch-free supply and distribution of PMS.
Kudos to NNPC for ensuring hitch-free supply of petroleum products during year-end holiday season. Hello there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News tonight. I am Fatima Abbas Hassan. President Muhammadu Buhari will on Saturday, the 7th of January 2017, attend the inauguration ceremony of Ghana's President-elect Nana Akufo-Addo in Accra. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, indicates that the Nigerian leader will join other heads of state and government to witness the swearing-in of the President and Vice President-elect. President Muhammadu Buhari has again congratulated Ghanaians on the peaceful elections and orderly transfer of power from an incumbent to an opposition candidate. President Buhari also commended the outgoing president, John Mahama, for his maturity and show of statesmanship. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the membership of a federal government team to renegotiate the 2009 agreement with the staff unions in the federal universities, federal polytechnics and federal colleges of education with a view to engendering sustainable peace and industrial harmony in tertiary institutions. Hamza Sheikh compiled the report.
The 16-member team is chaired by Dr. Wole Babalakin, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Babalakin, who was adjudged the best pro-chancellor at the time of the negotiations in 2009, headed the Agreement Implementation Committee then. Minister of Education Malam Adamu said the renegotiation team will dialogue with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, National Association of Academic Technologists, and Non-Academic Staff Union of Associated and Allied Institutions. In a related development, President Buhari has approved the reconstitution of the governing councils of University of Port Harcourt and Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, which dissolved in the recent crisis that engulfed the two institutions. The new governing councils will serve for a term of 4 years in the first instance, effective from December 28, 2016. A statement by the Office of the Minister of Education indicates that the federal government has also announced new chairmen and members of the governing councils of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, with Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi as chairman, while that of the University of Port Harcourt has Professor Vende Gajibo as chairman. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
And to Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Rikia Abubakar Gali Molina, a Chibok schoolgirl rescued by troops of Operation LAFIYA DOLE, has been handed over to the Borno State government. Theatre Commander Major General Lucky Iragbo handed over the girl and her 6-month-old son to Governor Kashim Shettima at the Government House, Maiduguri. Muhammad Goni has the details.
Counter-insurgency war has been recording successes on all fronts, including the rescue of citizens abducted by the insurgents. Governor Kashim Shettima, who was overjoyed, thanked the Nigerian army for the gallant effort to rid the state and the northeast of terrorism. The governor assured the girl that she is in safe hands and will be taken to Abuja for a formal handover to the authority. Rekia was formally identified by the stakeholders of the Chibok community as one of them, and number 49 on the list of the abducted girls. Stakeholders of the community are optimistic that more girls will be rescued in days to come, given the zeal and commitment of the military. In Maiduguri, Muhammad Goni, NTA News.
In the meantime, the federal government says it is doing whatever it can towards the release of the remaining abducted Chibok schoolgirls. Minister of Women Affairs Aisha Jummai Al-Hassan said this when she received the UN Resident Humanitarian Coordinator and UNDP Resident Representative on a courtesy visit. Mrijana Adam Said was there for NTA News.
A visit by the UN Resident Humanitarian Coordinator and UNDP Resident Representative is to assist Nigeria in the area of humanitarian crisis, particularly in the Northeast, the Niger Delta region, and Benue State, as well as the implementation of the MDGs. Edward Carlon said he is in Nigeria at the most challenging time, but efforts will be made between the UN and the Nigerian government for a sustainable solutions.
My key function is to ensure that humanitarian assistance is timely, efficient, effective, and also contributes to longer-term development.
On the release of the remaining kidnapped Chibok schoolgirls by Boko Haram insurgents in April 2014, the minister said,
the ones that are yet to be released, negotiations are going on through the, between the security men and the capital.
To school and engage them in vocational skills in Abuja. Murjanatu Adam Said, NTA News.
And the Nigerian Air Force says it is maintaining regular air surveillance over the northeast to ensure that Boko Haram insurgents do not regroup to constitute a threat to the country. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, stated this at an appraisal of Nigerian Air Force activities in the year 2016. Olajide Bello has that report.
In furtherance of its statutory function of defending the country's territorial integrity, the Nigerian Air Force provided both air surveillance and land support in the fight against insurgency in the northeast. With over 6,000 flight hours, the Nigerian Air Force, through its platforms, engaged in Operation Safe Haven, Operation Awase, Operation Delta Safe, Operation Sharandaji, and Operation LAFIYA DOLE before embarking on Operation Rescue Finale. In the year under review, the Air Force has been able to reactivate 13 airplanes, establish the 5th Field Command with about 5,737 personnel trained both foreign and locally, as well as acquire one of the world's most sophisticated airplanes, the M135M.
Despite the extensive deployment of air power, it is, however, impressive to note that the casualty figure of own troops were minimal due to the professionalism displayed by the Nigerian Air Force pilots.
Chief of the Air Staff said the Nigerian Air Force have been repositioned in conformity with global best practices in handling war situations without breaching human rights.
We also have a medical branch now. It used to be a directorate, but today it's a branch. Putting more recruits into the service. By end of this year, we should have at least an additional 5,000 recruits.
The Nigerian Air Force says it will continue to place premium on staff welfare for effective discharge of duties. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
And still on terrorism, the Air Officer Commanding Tactical Air Command of the Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Nuruddin Abiodun Balogu, has reiterated the Air Force's continued support to the ongoing war against terrorism in the Northeast. He gave the assurance while on an operational visit to the theater in Maiduguri, the BORNO state capital. Maimuna Garba has that report.
Operational visit by Air Vice Marshal Balogun, which is the first since he took over the command, was to assess operations toward ensuring success of the ongoing counter-insurgency operations. Shortly on arrival, he proceeded to the theater command Operation LAFIYA DOLE, where he intimated the theater commander on the purpose of his visit and assured of sustaining the synergy between the Nigerian Air Force and the Army. He said since he assumed the position, Maiduguri is his place of priority to visit so as to boost the morale of troops in order to achieve their desired goal. Theater Commander Operation LAFIYA DOLE, Major General Loki Erabo, described his coming as an added advantage on the operations, saying it will build on the gains achieved. He recognized the tremendous support given by the Nigerian Air Force, which led to a lot of successes recorded, especially their quick response in the air support. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
And still from Borno, from Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, the Inspector General Police has promoted 2 officers from Borno State Police Command in a special promotion for exhibiting bravery and distinguishing themselves in the counter-insurgency war. The officers, ACP Olugbenga Abimbola and CSP Ibrahim Muhammad, were decorated with the new ranks by the Borno State Commissioner of Police, Damien Tukur. Here again is Maimuna Garba with the details.
The special promotion of officers and men of the Nigerian police was initiated to boost the morale of policemen, to ginger them work hard, especially now that the country is confronted with security challenges, especially the Boko Haram insurgency. Commissioner of Police Borno State, Damien Tukur, while decorating the newly promoted officers, charged them to continue with the good work, noting their extraordinary contributions, especially in their various places of work, which led to the elevation, adding that the special promotion is going to be a continuous exercise. The officers promoted, ACP Abimbola, is presently in charge of operations and contingent commander of the Borno State Command of Operation LAFIYA DOLE, while SP Mohammed Ibrahim, now promoted to the rank of CSP, is the commander of Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad, a position he has been occupying since 2010. Some dignitaries who witnessed the event described the promotion as well-deserved. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
While some officers were being promoted, others were being punished for electoral offences. 6 officers of the Nigerian Police Force have been dismissed for abuse of firearms rules during the Rivers State rerun election. The Force Public Relations Officer, DCP Don Awuna, while parading the suspects, said the dismissed officers would be charged to court. The police also confirmed that a search warrant was issued in respect of the former First Lady's assets at Rock Street, Maitama in Abuja. Edina Justice.
at the take.
He has no military, and we want to continue to emphasize the essence of physical fitness. And with the physical fitness, you'll be able to do a lot. Physically, you'll be fit to assess you, as well as to see that you are mentally also stable and mentally fit.
The Army Chief reiterated that the Army will continue to remain professional in the discharge of its duties while working to consolidate on the gains and successes of 2016. From Aguero Singh Cantonment in Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
Many thanks, Abdullahi. Now you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. A sign of the change in time, depot and petroleum marketers give kudos to NNPC for ensuring hitch-free supply of petroleum products during year-end holiday. These are more stories when we come back after the break. Do join us again.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
With a 5,000 milliampere battery that lets you go on for 2 days on a single charge. Gioni M6, always in power.
The Future Assured project and its components Get Involved, initiated by the wife of the President, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is not relenting in championing the cause of Nigerian women and children. Its provision of free medical screening, educational support, and the fight against malnutrition, especially in the Northeast, has indeed informed international recognition, partnerships and awards.
We are very grateful and appreciative for your wonderful gesture you have accorded to us.
With Future Assured, Nigerian women and children are assured of a bright future.
Future is assured when we join hands to promote the health of our women and children. Get involved.
Get involved and support the Future Assured initiative. Future Assured.
Pray for the Nigerian Armed Force veterans of various world and internal conflicts. Venue, National Christian Center, Abuja. Date, Sunday, 8 January 2017. Time, 12 noon. And National Mosque, Friday, 13 January 2017. Time 1 p.m. The welfare of the troops, the veterans and the families of our fallen heroes is the responsibility of all. Be a part of the national appreciation of the resilience of the armed forces, our veterans and the families of the fallen heroes. The efficacy of prayer is not to be underestimated. Join other Nigerians as we pray for Nigeria, our troops, our veterans, our fallen heroes and those they left behind. Join us. Announcer, Brigadier General Rabe Abubakar for National Planning Committee.
Okay, sir. You may now go in for your interview.
Thank you.
Ah, my shoe. And to think I just bought this very expensive foreign shoe 2 months ago.
So sorry about your shoes. This is why I advise my friends to always patronize made in Nigeria products. See this shoe. It's made in Nigeria and I've had it for 2 years and it's still as good as the day I bought it.
Made in Nigeria products are good quality, and stringent government regulations and certification now mean the goods made in Nigeria meet international standards. Make the patriotic choice today. Buy right. Buy Made in Nigeria.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
We're glad to have you back with us. The Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association has commended the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, for ensuring hitch-free supply of the end-of-year holiday season. Chairman of the association, Dakbo Abiodun, gave the commendation when he led a delegation of the group members on a courtesy call to the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Meikanti Baru.
We begin to experience supply tightness of petrol between November, December, and January. And for the first time in the history of this country, in a long time, we had a hitch-free supply and distribution of PMS. So we decided to sit down as stakeholders and appreciate the leadership of NNPC and the Ministry of Petroleum, and appreciate ourselves because it was a joint collaboration.
The GMD expressed NNPC's appreciation for the cordial business relationship between it and the association, assuring that the corporation would ensure all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria expressed their availability of products at all times. A special song by some former Nigerian leaders and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was to serve as a strong source of inspiration that raises hope for a greater Nigeria. Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President of Media and Publicity, Mr. Laolu Akonde, disclosed this while answering questions about the latest video on NTA's program, Good Morning Nigeria. Salihu Abdullahi has that report.
The Senior Special Assistant, Mr. Laolu Akande, said Nigeria has so much to tap from the wisdom and knowledge of the former Nigerian leaders. The latest song by the former Nigerian leaders, he added, showcased their passion, love and common commitments towards moving Nigeria to the next level.
Nigerians also believe in God.
best for the people.
Economic
Major General Artificial faith, you have the guarantee, you are sure that you get what you want from it. But for the concentrated ones, you hardly.
Respondents suggest that the way out of this harmful trend is for government at all levels to make agriculture more attractive, especially for the youths. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
And moving on to business now.
Bank of Industry presents 2 billion naira check to 3 microfinance banks for lending to small and medium enterprises. I'm Mechi Pius-Asmo on Business News segment.
Hello and welcome to Business News. Thanks for joining us. 3 microfinance banks received a total sum of 2 billion naira from the Bank of Industry for on-lending to operators of small businesses in the country today. The fund is part of the Bank of Industry's bottom-of-the-pyramid scheme aimed at providing credit to the underserved and underbanked micro-entrepreneurs in the society. BOI's acting managing director, while presenting the checks to the microfinance banks, explained that the scheme is aimed at poverty reduction by empowering operators of micro-enterprises.
We have an impact mechanism such that on a quarterly basis, they report back to us on whom they've lent to, how much, in which sector, and the multiplier effects in terms of how many workers have been employed directly and indirectly.
The fund, which will be assessed at reasonable rate, he explained, will support activities not limited to sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, food products, solid minerals and services. The whole idea, he noted, is to enable BOI deepen its development and lending activities.
It's not a grant, it's a facility. It's expected to be paid back, and we are also standing as surety for those facilities.
While Lapo Microfinance Bank got 1 billion naira, Fortis and Lotus Capital Microfinance Bank
Part of measures
to boost rice and wheat productions. The objective, the Minister of Agriculture, Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, says, is for the country to produce quality rice for local consumption and export. Again, Musa Baba Aliyu has the details.
This is what an average Nigerian farmers go through to produce food. From the land clearing to planting and harvesting, all these are done manually. One of the most seemingly disturbing aspects of this is the amount of produce lost in the process, with an attendant effect on food security. Statistics from the Food and Agriculture Organization put post-harvest losses in Nigeria as high as 40%, running into billions of naira. To address this, therefore, as well as to meet the goal of self-sufficiency in rice and wheat, the federal government procured these heavy-duty machines that will be distributed to rice and wheat farmers through various state governments. Williams Onyilo says the machines have the capacity to harvest a minimum of 4 hectares of rice and wheat in a day.
With this kind of equipment coming on board, it's going to aid in our harvesting, and it's going to even make agriculture attractive. You harvest your rice without stress. The risk of injury from cutlasses and the rest is out of it completely.
Each of the machines cost the government over 1.6 million naira and will be given to states at 40% discount.
What we do is give them to the states, and then we train groups of young people. Each reaper and thresher will have 8 people operating. You put a huge tarpaulin there. They push the reaper, it cuts the rice and drops, and then people pack the rice and go to the thresher. And thresh, and the grains fall, and then the chaff is blown elsewhere. Then they winnow it into the sacks. Right? So in one day, these boys can harvest about 4 hectares, right? And they are paid.
The use of these kinds of threshers and harvesters, the Minister of Agriculture believes that it will reduce the cost of production to at least 80%. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Away from agriculture, the Federal Road Safety Corps in Ebonyi State has warned motorists against overspeeding and driving under the influence of alcohol. The warning became imperative due to the high incidence of crashes recorded this period. Neka Oko has that report.
Mishaps can occur at any time of the year or season. Ebonyi State Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, blamed the situation on human behavior. He noted that the Corps has embarked on public enlightenment, special patrol and advisory enforcement of speed limiter.
We have been mandated to enforce the use of speed limiter. And that is why you see we have been going about on advisory enforcement, advising the public of what they are expected to do before 1st of February 2017.
The Ebonyi State Chairman of National Union of Road Transport Workers decried how some passengers encourage drivers to overspeed because they want to arrive their destination on time.
My advice for them is to limit their speed. We have equally told them to stop traveling in the night. The best driver is when you drive your own, you drive another person.
The general public are advised to be safety conscious during this period. In Abakaliki, Neka Uko, NTA News.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's the number of awards for Nigeria as Confederation of African Football celebrates a quarter century of recognitions. We'll be right back.
The production, distribution and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
So what's up, sweetheart? You really look like you're up to something.
I have a secret.
Okay.
I'll be going to Europe next week.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like you have your visa, your passport, your plane ticket?
No, not that way. Some men are helping us. We pay them, they take us through the desert, and then we cross the sea into Europe.
The desert, the sea. Isn't that the route where many have died?
Yes, it is indeed a very dangerous journey. In 2016 alone, 4,900 people died while crossing the Mediterranean Sea to enter Europe. Many were Nigerians. For the very few who survived the journey, they are forced into prostitution or other crimes just to survive. Eventually, they will be arrested.
To you by NTA.
You're welcome back. It's still NTA Network News. Former Tuareg rebels begin joint patrol with government troops as key part of peace deal in Mali. Plus, Russia announces readiness to withdraw its forces from Syria. These are more on global tidbits with Ogechi Paul.
Tuareg rebels have entered Mali's northern main city of Gao to begin a